Twitter name is too long. But thank you for saying that it's just factual. And absolutely, that's the goal. That's the goal. My goal is to be factual. I don't get caught up in the liberal conservative stuff. Like they say, I think Farrakhan said it. He said, you get caught up in, I'm in the Democratic Party, I'm in the Republican Party. And he said, fool, you ain't even been invited to the party. They're holding the party and you are outside serving drinks, okay? You can't even get, the bouncer blocked you at the door. You ain't getting into nobody's party. You're sitting outside the club, freezing in a miniskirt, hoping that you can get in, even though they're going to leave you outside with 10-degree temperatures trying to look cute. Bottom line, point blank, period, my position on Trump and all this immigration stuff and everything that's kind of happening is that, black people, I believe, should spend as much energy focused on our issues as we do on other things. My question, this is the question that I put at the start of this podcast, is, we're being asked to fight for these immigrants. You turn on TV, all the Negroes that are on TV, all the CNN Negroes and the MSNBC Negroes are all, this is an outrage, this is racism, blah, 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 blah. And I'm not saying it isn't. I'm not saying that Trump doesn't have an issue with maybe Mexicans or, Arabs or whatever the case may be. But I'm kind of like, well, okay, wait, at what point? Let me see his policy on black people. Let me see that. And then I'll tell you if I feel somehow slighted by this. Because, at the same time, I know a lot of black people who agree with everything that Trump is doing. I know black people who are like, yeah, this is fine. You know what? Immigrants, Dr. Claude Anderson writes eloquently in his book, Black Labor, White Wealth. He says immigration policy has got black people voting against their interest. He says in point blank period, he says black people are voting against their interests because the liberals got y'all caught up in believing that we should just open these doors and let in any immigrant that wants to come here. And all these immigrants get put in front of you and get put at the front of the line ahead of you. Go to schools like UCLA. Go to UCLA and you or USC, and I want you to go through the school and I want you to count the number of immigrants who have jobs as professors, the number of immigrants who are accepted to the university as students, not athletes, not basketball. They'll let you in if you can dribble basketball, throw a football. They like niggas that can play sports, but they don't want black people who are doing biology. They don't want them on the faculty, etc. And then after you count the number of immigrants that are there, I want you to count the number of African Americans that are there, right? And then I want you to compare that to maybe the 1980s when we had affirmative action and all that stuff, and how many more black people were coming in. There was a time when black people were wanted for these opportunities or whatever, but they were like, oh, we got the immigrants now. Now everybody who's not white is just like a nigga, so we're going to treat them all like former slaves. And what Dr. Anderson says is that not that that immigrant groups don't have a legitimate right to do what they want to do, and not that they don't have legitimate issues, but they're not the same as you. 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 Your ancestors were slaves in this country for 250 years. They're not the same as you. They're not the same as you. I'm repeating that because I need you to make sure you walk away and understand what I'm saying right now. I need you to hear what I'm saying right now. They're not the same as you. So when they keep putting you in this bucket with everybody else, what happens is you end up putting all your energy fighting for other people. And they're more into that than you put into fighting for yourself. And then also, those same people you're fighting for ain't doing nothing for you. When you go out here and you go march for reparations, or you're marching because the police are killing black men, or you're marching because the schools in your neighborhood are terrible, or you're marching because black people don't get jobs, or you're marching because black businesses don't get support, they ain't marching with you. They're not marching with you. The same outrage they have over the immigration policy of Trump, they don't have that outrage when Clinton was sending tens of thousands of black men to prison in droves, like literally picking up dump trucks in the hood filled with black men and taking your fathers and your brothers and your husbands off to the penitentiary. They wasn't marching for you. These people wasn't marching for you. These immigrants ain't marching for you. Now, I'm not trying to get into no anti-immigrant rhetoric. That's how the liberals are probably going to spin it. That's what people do. But no, fuck that. Fuck that. That's stupid. No, I'm not. No, we need to have politically incorrect conversations. So I'm not a fan of Trump. But one thing I can say is that when you live in a world that's filled with all different kinds of people, the Donald Trumps of the world and everything in between, you got to get to a point where you stop worrying about what people think. Stop letting people label you like, oh, well, Dr. Boyce Watkins, he's a homophobe and he's an anti-immigrant. He sounds like he's a Republican. No, I don't care. You can label me whatever the hell you want. I'm a black man that's gonna tell the truth. Period. Point blank. I don't care what you think.